Hey guys, how are we doing? Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another video. So today we've actually got tons again to talk about in terms of news, and I'm going to jump straight into the news, and then I'm going to talk a bit about some TA and why I think some alts look different to like Bitcoin and different from each other, for example. But some alts look different to Bitcoin for sure, at least in the short term, and what potentially comes next for crypto and Bitcoin and crypto in general. So yeah, let's get into it. To start with, yesterday we got the confirmation that the Vivo Power trying to acquire $100 million worth of XRP for their treasury. We just got the confirmation because they partnered with BitGo, who are basically a crypto exchange. I think they're a custodian as well, and they essentially partnered to do an OTC deal of the $100 million worth of XRP there for Vivo Power. So it's exciting. What it means is confirmation for a company to actually put $100 million of XRP on their balance sheet, which is the first one we've actually like genuinely seen. Also yesterday, Hong Kong's Rita Logtech files to buy $1.5 billion of Bitcoin, and it's like, I don't know why I said 1.5. Sorry, bit away with the ferry this morning for some reason. I think it's the day 3 of the hangover, just still sitting around with me, unfortunately. But anyways, continue. Which is interesting because what it shows again is accumulation across different nations. One thing I've been discussing recently, wasn't I? I was saying, I think it was yesterday, I was saying, look, the US are buying with MicroStrategy, Metaplanet in Japan, and now we've got companies in Hong Kong, and these obviously aren't the only companies, and they're also sovereign wealth funds doing the same thing. I'm just explaining to you guys that things are happening basically. And I also thought, again, an interesting side note yesterday with the BitGo Vivo partnership is that Hidden Road used the same cross-border like payment system as BitGo. I think it's called X-Cross or something like that. So I think that there's going to be a lot of potential settlements coming through Hidden Road, or at least it being attached to a lot of different things, which is making me more and more excited, which is obviously Ripple's recent acquisition, making me more and more excited about the future, essentially. And then we had this again is pretty interesting. The BitGo, when we talked about I'll show you the Hidden Road thing in a second, they became a light member of the DEA, Digital Euro Association. Digital Euro Association said, we're pleased to announce partnership with BitGo, the leading infrastructure provider of digital asset solution custody, wallet, staking, trading, financing, and settlement, out of regulated cold storage. So that is exciting. And I think I tweeted about the Hidden Road section as well. Let me just see if I can find it. Just wanted to talk to you about all of this, guys, really. Maybe I can't. Oh yeah, here it is, sorry. So basically BitGo leverages crossover partnerships across X technology. These are crossover partnerships. They talk about cryptocurrency trade and execution, and BitGo use it, and so do Hidden Road, and then obviously BitGo now with the Digital Euro Association. Just things to be watching. Like there's nothing in stone, there's nothing massively massive there, but then maybe there is. Like, this is what I mean, this like rumors turn into trumors in crypto, and I don't think they're rumors specifically, but they are definitely something. I mean they're not rumors, they're real, but what I mean is, like, whether more substance comes to the story in the future, we don't know, but for now we're setting the foundations for that substance to potentially build. And then another thing is that Bitstamp have now been acquired by Robinhood. Bitstamp have been used by Ripple for ODL. Some people commented on here, and I remembered after this, is that Bitstamp and Ripple were going to launch a derivatives exchange together. Bitstamp by Robinhood also said, remember at the end of 2024, which is like just gone, XRP is going to make history this year. So it's very exciting to see that Robinhood have just acquired Bitstamp. We know they've got big integrations and partnerships with the XRP ledger. Bitstamp have been one of the first ever exchanges to trade XRP. So definitely exciting times. I'd love to see what comes out of this. I don't know what's coming next, but it's very exciting for XRP holders. And this is what I really think the foundation is being built. I've been saying, I said this yesterday in the video, like all the foundations are starting to come together. It's just like waiting for the catalyst for the next leg up, and then these foundations will probably boost the story and people will jump onto them a little bit more. And just at the same time this morning, as I woke up, 10 a.m. my time, Ripple USD is now recognized as a crypto token under the DFSA's regime in Dubai, which is Dubai's Financial Service Authority or something like that, I think. Enterprise grade, compliant, built for real utility. So another exciting milestone there to see RLUSD basically getting legitimacy or keeping legitimacy in Dubai. So with all that being said, now let's get into some TA. I actually did mention a little bit Arthur Britto. I just said that, like, don't you think it's odd that like he can stay completely anonymous? Who is this guy? He's still semi-active. I think he was a member of Polysign. I think he might have also been a member of something else. Like, when I say a member, I mean like a board member. He's got 2% of all the XRP. He's allowed to build in the XRP ledger whenever he wants without anyone questioning him. And he's completely anon. He's still active. Yes, Satoshi's anonymous, but it's completely inactive and dormant. This guy's still around and he's anonymous. It makes you just think, who is this guy? But anyway, I'll leave that for your thought process for another time. First off, we're just going to talk about liquidity pools. Again, we talk about this every day at the minute because it's important. And realistically, the reason I didn't start with liquidity today is because I haven't got much to tell you other than what I've already told you. I'm not doing anything in the markets right now. I think I've written these 3 potential paths with the probability that I think they're going to happen. One I think is the most likely, probably some sort of push up, maybe sweeping this recent swing high here before coming down to take the liquidity below us, but also maybe not. We could be a bit weaker than that and continue the push down. 2 is we just collapse from here and then take the lows and then push on higher, and we could also go lower than this. It's not saying that this is going to be the exact low, but we have more liquidity down here as well, which I've been discussing. I'm not saying this is for sure to be taken, but definitely to keep your eye on. Between like 93 and 94k realistically, and there is some more liquidity, but nothing like what we've got around the recent ranges. So we've got 1 where we push up, pull down, 2 where we pull down and then head up, and then 3 where we really push up, take the liquidity above us, and then come down to take the 100k. I think that one will be a bit of a heartbreaker for everyone. But realistically, guys, like if we show you XRP, it's the same for XRP, it's the same for ETH, it's the same for all the tokens essentially. Like, where are we with XRP here? If we show you with XRP, look, there's just so much liquidity below us at $2. I can't see a world where we leave this behind. Look at it. It's just getting more and more dense as the time goes by as well. I just think that, I'm not going to say inevitable, but when you see it this dense, it normally gets taken. So definitely don't be surprised if we take this $2 range for XRP at some point. Now, looking at Velo, I'm going to talk to you about something here. So we're going to look at Velo for a little bit, just for a few minutes, which is a free tool. You can use it. It shows you I have funding rates, premium, and volume on here with open interest as well. But all I want to discuss today is open interest, because what I've been saying is this is like an open interest flush here. Bitcoin has pulled back and open interest has pulled back harder. So you can see that basically leverage is getting swept out of the system with this current pullback for Bitcoin. Could we continue down, sweep some more leverage? Yes, that's what we're discussing. And if we go through those pools of liquidity, it'll probably sweep quite a lot of leverage. Now, if we look at ETH, it looks a little bit different. ETH, as you can see here, is ticking up with open interest as we stay in this area here. Now, what is this? Is this shorts? Are they longs? Truth is, I'm not 100% sure. We have negative premium, suggesting that obviously the people getting paid to be, it costs less to be in a short than it does to be in a long. But we have positive funding rates, which means that longs are still paying shorts currently, but not a lot compared to where we were at highs. So the market always has slight long bias. So potentially there's a lot of shorts in the market here. But look how high open interest is compared to where we've been for ETH, for example. Open interest is high as it's been this cycle, pretty much as 2021. We're at all-time highs for open interest. Now, what does this mean? This means for me, if we start to squeeze higher for ETH, we can probably see a short squeeze, and you'll see this open interest flush down. Very similar to what we saw. This is why I say I think that the move looks similar to what we saw for XRP. Very similar to what we saw for XRP. As you start to get into these more, I said like I think ETH's here or here. Do you remember? If you've been watching my videos, guys, I've said I thought ETH was, if you look at the top of my screen here, I thought ETH was in this area or ETH was in this area. And we start to get to those areas, and then we start to get these continuation breaks and open interest flushes down, and then you'll see where ETH's topping out at because of where open interest is. Now for XRP, we've been accumulating while we've been in this level for the next leg higher, in my opinion. Watching, there's not too much to tell in terms of open interest. Everything's sort of quiet and down for XRP. But I think what you'll see is when ETH probably takes its next leg up, alts will go with it, and you'll probably see something like this. I don't know when ETH's going to do that, but when it does, you'll probably see, I don't know if my pen's working yet. You'll probably see XRP come up to here, and then that's when you're going to see open interest really start pushing up, because what's going to happen is people are going to try and short XRP there. So that's what I think will happen. People try and short XRP at these range highs. If it sweeps these highs, they'll try and go short. And some will go long, looking at the confirmation of a range break. And then that's when open interest is really going to push up, and it's going to be that self-reinforcing cycle that I always talk to you guys about, where open interest is going to be higher, and we're going to push up, and open interest is going to come up with it, and then we're going to keep breaking ranges, and then open interest is going to start to flush, and you're going to start to see that parabolic rise there for XRP. That's what I think is going to happen, okay? Obviously, can't predict the future, but that is what I'm looking at. And then just finally, we'll just finish with a little bit of standard TA here. I wanted to talk to you about XRP ETH. This is XRP, just XRP dollar. I've been talking about potential coming down to this like $2 mark. If the right shoulder was going to be as big as the left shoulder, if I'm right with an inverted head and shoulders, then it could be like 190. But it probably only wicks down to these levels if we do get those sorts of levels. Realistically, I'm watching Bitcoin dominance. I'm going to talk to you about XRP ETH in 1 second. I'm watching Bitcoin dominance to see if it's going to continue to reject these last retracement levels of 786, or whether there's a little bit more to go in Bitcoin dominance. Eyes on that for sure, and eyes on ETH at the same time. Like ETH in terms of a technical structure is like touching the bottom of this ascending wedge. What we said is sometimes we do like to trick people. If you remember in a previous video, I said sometimes we sweep the highs, sweep the lows, continue higher. Although there is liquidity on ETH below us too, and if Bitcoin does come down to take that 100k level, probably everything follows with it. It's just whether things follow at the same velocity or not. Now XRP ETH, just to finish, we were looking at this short-term structure yesterday over on Twitter, where we talked about higher lows forming potentially off the lows where there's been bullish divergences, and now we've come down and we're kind of retesting these areas of the low areas. Do we hold this level? Again, I don't know. If we do get the flush down for XRP to that $2 mark, could XRP lose strength against ETH, touch this key area of support and then continue? Maybe, but as I did also say, we are at a key area of support here. So in and around these areas, give or take 10%, it's like 11% from here to the lows, is where I think that the bottom's going to come in for XRP ETH. Yes, it could come anywhere in this grey box, but look at the stochastic RSI. Look at the standard RSI. Stochastic's doing its own thing right now, but look at the standard RSI, bullish divergences. The move is slowing, because what you can see is we had this aggressive drop, and then we sort of chopped, and then we did drop a bit further, but now we're chopping again. Like, the move is slowing in velocity to the downside, and I would expect that to change direction very soon. We've been looking at XRP Bitcoin as well. We talked about this bullish divergence after a low sweep here, looking to potentially see XRP pop back to the upside against Bitcoin, and that's exactly another reason why we keep our eye on this Bitcoin dominance chart. But all that being said, guys, we haven't got too much more to report on. We're watching XRP, we're watching ETH, we're watching Bitcoin, and it'll be interesting to see if Bitcoin comes down to 100k, or maybe a little bit lower to those 94k. But I don't know if it will definitely go as far as that down, or whether it has a push at first. Obviously, all these things we've discussed already, like, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how alts react at that time, because I've shown you that the leverage on ETH, for example, is different to that on Bitcoin. I've shown you that the Bitcoin dominance chart is at key retracement levels. I'm showing you there's a lot of liquidity below us though for alts. Like, this is why I'm hands off until we start to see something more confirmation one way or another for alts or Bitcoin. But I'm also showing you that the narrative is extremely positive to the upside. All I'm showing you now is short-term stuff. I don't think I need to keep reiterating the long-term speculation for me that Bitcoin goes above 180k, 150, 180k. 100, that's my conservative target for this cycle. XRP, as you guys know, I think it goes above double digits. I think it goes 10 plus. I don't have a price target for ETH. Haven't really looked into the long term because I don't hold any ETH right now. I'm only holding ETH betas like ENA, CRV. So I'm bullish, but I'm just trying to work out the short term for all of us, not just for you guys, it's for me too. And I come on here and I give my thoughts to keep my mind sane and really see if my picture and my puzzle comes together as we talk. So as you guys know, I'm bidding XRP around $2. I've got some more bids at like 190. Whether they get filled or not, I don't know. But let's see. Let me know what you guys do in the comments. If you did enjoy the video or want to get in on some leverage trades as well, sign up to WeX in the description below. It's a non-KYC exchange. Another one just to add to the portfolio if you want to be using non-KYC. I would appreciate it if you would share this video with a friend, subscribe if you don't already, and hit the like button. Peace up, A-Town down, as Crypto Insight UK would say.